Hi everyone, and welcome to my first long-form YouTube video. A lot of you asked me if I could explain the Japanese conditionals, so that's what I'll be talking about today. Let's jump right into it. Let's start by talking about what a conditional is. In English, this is basically the word if, which expresses that A is a condition for B to happen. For example, if I have time today, I will watch a movie. In this example, if I have time today is the condition for me watching a movie. In Japanese, there are four main ways to say if. You have tara, to, ba, and nara. You probably think, 4 ways to say if? What? I know that it sounds a bit overwhelming, but it's really not that difficult. In this video, I'll do my best to explain it to you in a really simple way. Let's start with the tara conditional. This is the most general conditional and can be used in a variety of situations. For example, be can express your own will, a desire, a request, etc. To use it, simply change a noun, adjective or verb to its plain past tense and add ra after it. Let's look at a few examples. Ashita wa samukattara seita o kiru. In this example, I changed the I adjective samui to its past tense samukatta and added ra after it, so that it becomes samukattara, which means if cold, be, with be expressing my will. Another example is hayaku ie ni kaettara daidokoro o souji shite kudasai. In this example, I changed the verb kaeru, which means to get home, to its past tense kaetta and added ra after it, so that it becomes kaettara, which means if get home, be, with be expressing a request. Let's look at one more example. Sushi o tsukuru no ga kantan dattara tameshite mitai. In this example, I changed the na adjective kantan to its past tense kantan datta and added ra after it, so that it becomes kantan dattara, which means if easy, be, with be expressing a desire. What makes this conditional unique is that it can also be used when both A and B are in the past tense. This expresses that the speaker learned of B when A happened. This usually implies that B surprised the speaker or that B was unexpected. You can remember that this usage belongs to the tara conditional since it uses the past tense of a word, and both A and B in this case are in the past tense. For example, kino ie ni kaettara mado wa ookiku hiraite ita. In this example, I was surprised to learn that my window was open when I got home. As you can see, instead of tara translating to if, in this case it translates to when. Next up is the to conditional. This one is used for natural phenomena, things that happen automatically, and habitual routines. This conditional is really easy to use. You can directly place it after nouns, adjectives and verbs. However, if you want to say that if A is a noun or na adjective, B will happen, you need to add da before to declare it. Let's look at some examples. Taiyou ga noboru to kion ga agarimasu. In this example, I placed to directly after the verb noboru, which means to rise, so that it means if rises, be. In this example, I'm saying that if one natural phenomenon occurs, another one occurs as a result. Another example is sara o otosu to kowareru. In this example, I placed to directly after the verb otosu, which means to drop, so that it means if drop, be. In this example, I'm saying that if something happens, something else happens automatically. Another example is mainichi shigoto kara kaeru to tennis o suru. In this example, I placed to directly after kaeru, so that it means when get home, be. In this case, I'm describing a habitual routine. I also used mainichi to show that it's a habitual routine, since I do it on a daily basis. The ba conditional is very similar to the tara conditional. However, the ba conditional is often used when you want to express that B is considered to be a desirable result. For nouns and na adjectives, you add de areba after them. For verbs, you change the last U sound to its respective E sound and add ba after them. And for I adjectives and all negative forms, you change the last E to kereba. For example, gakusei de areba, eigakan ya yuenchi de gakuwari ga tsukaemasu. In this example, I placed de areba directly after the noun gakusei, so that it means if are a student, be, with B being a desirable result. Another example is 試験のために勉強しなければ合格しないだろ. In this example, I changed the verb 勉強する, which means to study, to its negative form 勉強しない and replaced the last E with ければ, so that it means if not study, be. When you use the ba conditional in the negative form, it essentially means that not doing A won't lead to a desirable result. Therefore, doing A will lead to a desirable result. The final conditional that we will go over is the NARA conditional. This is also called the contextual conditional. A takes a known context as its condition, and B expresses the speaker's will, judgment, desire, comment, or advice regarding A. Unlike the to conditional, you don't place da before NARA when you want to express that if A is a noun or na adjective, B will happen. Let's say that you're talking to one of your friends about your upcoming trip to Japan and say, 来週やっと日本に旅行に行く. The known context now is that you will travel to Japan next week. So your friend could say, 日本に行くなら大阪を訪れるのがおすすめだよ. In this example, your friend takes the fact that you will go to Japan next week as the contextual conditional A, and B expresses their judgment or advice. In this example, the context is known through what was said earlier, but the context can be known through other ways as well. Let's look at one more scenario to show you what I mean. Let's say that you and your sister are sitting in a living room and all of a sudden she starts singing very loudly. So you say, 歌うなら他の部屋に行ってよ. In this example, you take the fact that your sister is singing as the contextual conditional A, and B expresses a soft command. In this case, the context is known through what is heard instead of through what was said. The NARA conditional is also the only conditional that can be used to express that B happens before A. Let's say that you're planning on taking the JLPT N5 test and you ask your friend for advice on how you can pass it. JLPT N5 に合格するにはどうすればいいの? In this case, they could respond with 合格したいならたくさん勉強した方がいいよ. In this example, your friend takes the fact that you want to pass the JLPT N5 as the contextual conditional A, and B expresses their advice. In this example, B, studying a lot, will happen before A, passing the exam. Let's quickly recap the main differences between the four conditionals. The TARA conditional is the most general conditional. B can express your own will, a request, a desire, etc. It is also the only conditional that can be used to express that both A and B occurred in the past. The to conditional is used for natural phenomena, things that happen automatically, and habitual routines. The ba conditional is very similar to TARA, but it is often used to express that B is considered to be a desirable result. And finally, the NARA conditional is also called the contextual conditional. A takes a known context as its condition, and B expresses the speaker's will, judgment, desire, comment, or advice regarding A. It is also the only conditional in which B can occur before A occurs. Alright everyone, that concludes this video. I hope that it was helpful and that I could clear up the differences between these four conditionals for you. If you don't instantly understand them, that's completely fine. Since in English we are only used to one way of saying if, of course it takes time to get used to 4 ways of saying it. Just practice a lot and sooner or later you will completely master them. If you want to support me, you can join my Patreon by clicking on the link in the description. By joining my Japanese enrichment tier, you get access to 11 videos in which we dissect the lyrics of different anime intros and outros. A few examples of songs which we dissect are We Are from One Piece, Chala He Chala from Dragon Ball Z, and Kamado Tanjiro no Uta from Demon Slayer. On my Patreon you can preview these videos to see what they look like. Of course, if you're not interested in these videos, you can also choose to join the Journey to Japanese tier, which is just for support. It would really help me out a lot. The link is in the description. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe. And of course, if you have any suggestions for future videos, please let me know in the comments. For now, I wish all of you a great day and see you in the next video. Bye!